Hi friends, fingers crossed you can see me. Let me know in the comments. Our power went off. We just went on generator and I think it's back on. The little green light on my Wi-Fi is on. So that's normally you're good to go. So let me know. Say hey when you're hopping on. If you're watching the live, drop a 1. If you're watching the replay, drop a 2. Okay, today is a fun day because colostrum has dropped from Beautiful You. So we're gonna make that, and I'm gonna kind of go over some of the benefits of colostrum and then different ways you can take colostrum. So if it is loud here, I have a house full. Christian's back in town from his grandma's here, my niece is here, all my kids are here. It's just, it's a little loud. Okay, how was your weekend? Going in with Dewy Primer from Ophir. We're going to try the new Pink Apple blush today. I used it off camera for a video, but it is so pretty just on its own, and I used it on my lips, and so I thought I would try it with you guys today. Hi. I'm tired, y'all. I'm gonna make some trumpet in a minute. Let this dry. I feel like we've been traveling, and then we have had just some like crazy things happen over the last few weeks. Let's see. It just feels like every day. Even some stuff isn't huge things. Like today we got a call from our Tennessee house, and it was like that the washers are leaking again. But it has been like every day. We had 2 roofs collapse. A roofing company put roofs on 2 rental properties that Adam has, and the roofs collapsed this week. We're working on trying to sell his truck. Like, moving across the country does not come without its like things. And when it rains, it pours is what it feels like. And I'm like, there's just been so much going on. We got the camp up for sale. We're trying to get all the information for that. We're back from this like glorious vacation that I'm so grateful we got to go on. And but I just kind of feel like I have not really caught up yet. But life has not slowed down at all. So, all right, let's take some trumpet. Has anybody else had a week like that where you're like, what's going on? I started researching last night how people live long in the blue zones. Like, what do they do? How do they live this long? How are they stress-free? What does their life look like? And things, it was like they walk almost everywhere they go. They eat certain foods, like, and natural ingredients. They do spiritual practices daily. It said it didn't really even matter the religion, but like spiritual practices of prayer, meditation, slowing down. And I was like, this is just me being transparent. Had a call with someone who's helping coach for she's a business coach, and I'm trying to like be the most resourceful business owner, right? And figure out how to do this. So I have someone trying to, for the next 90, I guess it's like 70 days now, trying to help me and go over like, what are my pain points? Where do I feel like I'm struggling? What do I need to do better at? Like, just kind of like a direction. But she was talking about like trusting God, like in my business, and having just like incredible faith that God's gonna like do all these things or whatever. And I told her, this like sounds embarrassing even to say it out loud, but I said, you know, have you ever worked with someone who, and I do have faith in God, but I said who I did have like this ridiculous crazy faith that God was going to do all these things. And the more, like when I had nothing, like absolutely nothing, like literally praying for God to like bring me food, and he brought me frozen turkey to my porch, like no food, nothing. Like no electricity, no gas, like nothing. And I said, you know, and then you start like, you're believing, and then God is just showing up and all these things. And I said, and somewhere along the way, I feel like guilty to ask God for like anything else, because I just have been like so much like more blessed than I could ever imagine being blessed. Like, and so I think I've just tried to do everything like on my own lately, like, or for maybe for years, because it's just like, why do you feel like you're doing this on your own? Like, do you like not trust that God can do this for you? And I was like, no, I believe like God can do all miracles. I believe God can do all things. But I feel like maybe I've put it all on like myself, because I don't feel like I should even ask. Like, I have put a ceiling. And so she was like, so you've put a ceiling on what you believe God is either capable or God is feels like generous enough to do, and now you've reached it. You've reached your God ceiling, and now it's all on you to try and like maintain this or do this. And I was like, yeah, kind of, yes. Like, and this was like a very transparent, like just being very real of how and she was like, do you feel like you have to earn like God's love and God's worth, or like your worth? And I was like, absolutely. Like, so I'm trying to, even though this is technically a business coach, I have ended up having these like spiritual awakenings of like, am I really trusting God like in these areas, or am I trying to do these things on my own? And I'm sharing this because I feel like maybe other people feel the same way. So she was like, she gave me a story of, this might not be like a good get ready with me. And I just feel like, okay, so she gave me a story. She was like, she has 5 kids. And I absolutely love her. She's actually a personal friend who's like doing me a favor. She's a business coach, but she's like mentoring me because she was like, I think I can help you. Like, will you commit to trying this for 90 days? And I was like, yes, I will. So we're just meeting once a week. But so she was like, she has 5 kids. She was like, imagine like your kids are doing great. They're doing great things, you know, and they are coming to you every day asking for advice and asking for all these things. Like, and then they kind of like take off on their own and you're proud of them. She was like, so they come home and they are just like a little distressed, a little overwhelmed, a little whatever. And she was like, do you feel like if you were in a position to have unlimited, endless resources, that you're like, no, I already helped you once. Like, I already helped you, or I helped you for a series of time, and now you're on your own. Like, I helped you. You should be grateful that I helped you that one time. Or if you had unlimited resources and your children come home to you and they're like, hey, I'm like doing all these things, but God, like, I just need you to like, could you please? And he's like, she's like, it isn't like, you wouldn't just say like, no, you would be delighted that your children came back to you. You'd be delighted to continue to help them. And she was like, somewhere along the way, you have believed that you have to do this on your own, when God doesn't say that. Like, he says he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and that he does all these things, and that he wants to be there for us. And so she put it into an analogy from motherhood, which is good because I have a lot of kids and I feel like I can relate to that. And the analogy was that if my kids came to me, and she was like, the scripture says, it says like, if your child is asking for bread, would you give him a snake? And it's like, no, I would never. Like, my child is hungry and asking for bread, would I give him a snake? But no, I would give him good things, and I would see like the efforts they're putting in. And so she was like, so somewhere you've believed that because God did bless you, that you're selfish to ask God for anything else, and that you just have to figure this out on your own. And she was like, so if you want to know why you feel so overwhelmed, it's because you're trying to maintain this miracle life on your own, and you've kind of taken the like, I believe God is just going to handle all this out of it. And I was like, yeah, I do. And so this is just me like being really transparent, that I feel like maybe I have tried, and that might be why I feel so overwhelmed. But some of you may feel the same way. And if you are in a position where you are like, I just feel overwhelmed, maybe we have to take it back to the basics. And take it back to the basics, that God loves us no matter where we are, and that if we trust him with it, he can do way more than what we can try and do on our own. And so I just felt like it's very eye-opening and so she was talking about that, her name's Katie Richardson. She has an incredible business podcast. If you want to find her on Spotify, I can share her on my Instagram stories. But she's going through like the system that she works with these different businesses with. And one of them is you have to be aware of what's going on around you. And you have to say the brutal truth of what's going on. Because if you're like saying these things, but they aren't actually true, you're only hurting yourself. So one of those, she was like, so what would your brutal truth about your walk with God and your business right now be? And that was my brutal truth, like very vulnerable, brutal truth. But my brutal truth was like, I don't feel like I could ask God anymore for help because he's helped me so much. And my brutal truth is that I'm just trying to do everything on my own. But when you find it, then you're like, okay, but is that the truth? No, the truth is God wants to help you in all things. And the truth is you don't have to try and carry this all on your own. And that the only person that has put a limit or cap on what good things God can do for my life is me. I've capped it. God didn't say like, I'm done restoring your life. This is your ceiling. I decided like, oh my gosh, it's more than I could have. I am living in bigger than what my prayer, like, I just don't want to be ungrateful or selfish, or like I'm just living in this world. And so she was asking me like, what could you do in your life if you could achieve these goals? Because originally we were talking about goals, but I was trying to figure out how I was going to do them. And she was like, so what would you do if you did have these resources? Like, how would you help others? How would you help friends who are going through cancer treatments? How would you help these people? And it's like, well, if I had more resources, I know because of what I have had before, I would do good things with them. And anyways, it's been very insightful. But I also thought, even when you're thinking like how you're working out, how you're eating, what does your spiritual look like? And so she gave another example. We're just gonna probably hang out today. Is a hangout okay? I am gonna make supplements. I might even get to makeup, but this is gonna be, I'm just gonna talk to you about what I've been learning and what I'm working on, because I think sharing is caring. And I know I can't be the only person on the planet dealing with this. I'm mixing TrimFit Greens Colostrum together. Colostrum is unflavored and it can be mixed with anything: yogurt, cottage cheese, smoothies, coffee. I'll go over the benefits of colostrum and everything. But anyway, so she was talking about her spiritual life, and she wanted to be like having more connections with God, right? And one day, like, she was talking about like what she wanted to do, and then she was like, I don't have time for that. And it hit her, like, do I not have time for that, or it's not a priority? And like, that's a brutal truth. And so I was talking to her and I'm like, I want to say, like, I want to read my Bible and pray every morning. I want to do this and this. I want to do, but my brutal truth is I have not made that a priority. Sometimes, but not all the time. And I have chosen to do I've chosen to scroll, I've chosen to go do other things, or I want to work out this many times a week, or get this many steps in, and if you don't do it, it isn't because it's not possible. I just haven't made it a priority. But when you look at your life and you can spot these brutal truths, like, this is what I want, and then why is it not happening? Well, is it because I am not making it a priority? And so it was just really eye-opening to me to kind of evaluate, like, okay, what is it you want? And then, am I making it a priority? Like, I love going on a morning walk. I've also been exhausted and tired, and I've slept instead. So I can't say that it is so important for me to go on a morning walk, because right now I have put sleep as being, and you do have to listen to your body. So I'm not mad at myself that I slept, actually, but you know, it's just one of those things where you're like, I need to be honest with myself that if I want to do these things and make them a priority, am I not doing them because I don't have time, or am I not doing it because it really isn't a priority to me? And once you are aware that, I haven't gone to church every Sunday because I haven't made it a priority. Like, I've even chose sleeping over that, you know? And then it's like, okay, well, do I want to make it a priority? And then you can like evaluate with yourself. So anyways, that's been working with her for a few weeks now, and I do feel like it's been really, I've gone on walks with her for a long time, and we've been friends, and we do mahjong together, and she's just such a great human. But this week I just felt like a good amount of insight into maybe why I have been feeling so overwhelmed in my motherhood, in my marriage, in my work, in my success, in my worth, in my, like, every area, like servitude, like philanthropy, all of it. Like, and I think it's because my brutal truth is I am trying to do it on my own. I've kind of like not been leaning on God the way I should, or believing that God can do these things. And not because I don't believe he's big enough, but because I've believed I'm not like worthy enough. And that is just such a lie, that I'm not worthy of God's help or God's love, because that's how like twisted I feel like the enemy can be sometimes, that we literally believe that we have hit the limit of what God is able to do for us. And I can't wait to see what the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years of my life looks like, and what God is able to do. And I want to like hold that thought captive, that like I have reached the top of God's ceiling, and I want to take that ceiling off. And I told her, I said, this is gonna sound so stupid, I said, I don't want anyone to ever feel like their life is not, like, I've gone through hard seasons, and you know, you'd see people like post about something, and I don't ever want to make someone feel like icky about something that they're going through, or that their life, I don't want to be braggy, right? And she was like, so do you consider yourself to dim your light sometimes to try and make other people feel comfortable? I was like, yeah. Like, I don't talk about some of the things or opportunities or things, like I do some stuff behind the scenes, because I want to like just be as relatable as possible, and I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, and she was like, so do you feel like whoever these people are, she's like, she's like, if you dim your light and you lessen what's going on, or lessen a blessing, or lessen whatever, do you really think that anyone who loves you would want you to be operating in a dimmed light? I was like, no. No one. It's so dumb. Like, if I have friends who have something amazing happen for them, I just like want to clap so loud. And so I think that has been part of it in navigating this like online world. I just have felt like I don't deserve to ask God for more things, because I really am so blessed. I'll just try and maintain all of this on my own, and then that's what you deserve. But it has left me in a state of like serious stress for a long time now. And it wasn't until she was talking about it, she was even saying like, you don't even have to know where it's going to come from. You just believe God's bringing it. And I was like, I used to have faith like that. I didn't know where my food was coming from. I didn't know where my jobs were coming from. I just believed God would just bring them, and he did. And she was like, well, why did you stop? And that was my reason. That was my reason for stopping, is I just felt like I believed God would restore my life, and he did, but I believed it's just this part, and anything above that, I was like, okay, God, I don't want to be selfish. I'll handle all this myself now. How dumb. I would never want my kids to be like, hey, I helped you out. Like, say I gave my kids a house, right? Let's use a house for an example, because I feel like God gave me a house. When I had filed bankruptcy, I didn't have a house. I was living next door to a halfway house. Like, God ended up bringing me out, got a great rental, and then I ended up owning my dream house, right? It's now being sold, but that's okay. We're in a lovely house now. Irrelevant. But say I gave my kids a house, and then they're working and they're doing all these things, and I would not feel like, okay, you got to figure out all the rest of this on your own. And it's just so dumb that I have felt that way. And it wasn't until I kind of like looked at the truth of it, and I'm like, that is how I felt. And instead I want to have like abundance mindset. I want to have like, and I used to have like these crazy dreams of like, I want to, and not just for myself, like as we got more successful, like what could I do for others? Like I wanted to buy someone a car. I wanted to do all these different things. I wanted to help people's mortgages that they were struggling through cancer. And God provided those things, and I don't talk about them much, but we've been able to do a lot of those awesome things like that too. But if I just cap what God can do, I also cap where my resources for like being able to give and love and share and take care of my kids when my kids need something. Or I don't know, I'm just tired of capping what God can do. Tired of capping and tired of dimming light, because I'm like, I don't want someone to feel like, I don't know, that I would never ever want anyone to feel that their life is less than the blessing that I'm in. But also, if I was where I was 10 years ago and I saw, holy cow, look what God did for this person, I would just be blown away. That like, if God can do it for them. I actually had a friend, she was more giantly successful, but we were going to same like women's retreats and stuff, and we were not successful at the time, and God blessed her business first. And I can remember hearing about her first big paycheck, and after I left her, I just cried, and I was so happy that God was like restoring her life. And I just thought like, God, if you can do it for her, I know you can do this for me. And that's what I want to start living more of, is a life that is so boldly, loudly beautiful of what God is doing. And I don't want to keep trying to like paddle my own boat forever and maintain. I don't want to have a ceiling on what God can do. And I hope if you have a ceiling in your life of where you thought, I can't ask God for any more, that you could look at it and be like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is crazy. And that God is able to do abundantly more than we could ever imagine. So, okay. I've never made colostrum with trim, fit, and green, so we're going to see what it tastes like. The ring on my middle finger was made from a girl in Provence, France. I think it was like $40. She was so sweet. It was in the city of Signon, and it was made by Carolina. I don't know if that will help you at all. It's in Provence, France, made by Carolina. If I can find her. They were not crazy expensive, but she handmade jewelry, and they're beautiful. And I did buy several pieces, and I bought several gifts for Christmas presents. So this one is, somebody also said it kind of looks like Mickey Mouse, which it kind of does, but I just think it's beautiful. Okay, colostrum is good for your body. We're gonna go into my work, I guess. But really, I feel like my work today is like sharing truth of God wants to do amazing things in your life, and there is nothing too big for him. And if you have all of a sudden taken on the reins because of whatever the reason, that you feel like you don't deserve God's help anymore, or that you have gotten too much from him and you should just be able to like do it on your own, that's so silly. And if you're struggling with any of those same feelings, that you can just give it to God today and be like, God, I have taken you out of this, and that's probably why I feel so stressed out. And I don't know how these things are going to pan out, and I don't know how these miracles will happen, but I believe that you will just take care of them. And I think when we put it back in God's hands, then we can like watch the master work and do what he does best, which is do miracles that we can't do. So, okay. Here we go. It literally tastes the exact same. Not a single bit different. Not a texture difference. I have trim, fit, and greens. It looks the exact same. It tastes the exact same, except I added colostrum, which I did a printout today because I kind of have like I've just had a lot on my heart and my mind, and I was like, there's no way. Typically, I can try and remember all the things, and my brain is like tired. And so I printed it out so I could tell you about the benefits of colostrum. I used to take a colostrum from a company called Armra. I absolutely loved it, but I quit taking it and quit giving it to my kids, not because it's not a great company, but it was just incredibly expensive. And it wasn't this is about half the price of that, and it has some other benefits. So Beautiful You's colostrum. Colostrum, if you have it in your budget, it is a great immune system booster. If you have ever nursed babies, colostrum is the first couple of days, they call it liquid gold, right? It is the first few days of a mother's milk that has high potent antioxidants, nutrients, vitamins. It is literally called liquid gold for a reason. They have even like cancer killing type ingredient. Like colostrum is incredible, right? So mama cows and mama humans and mama goats and mamas, God just made it this way. When you first have a baby, your colostrum is like to help your baby survive. Well, in a cow, for example, there is so much extra colostrum the first few days after a baby cow is born. They have learned to harvest this colostrum and freeze dry it. I have the hiccups, I'm so sorry. Put it into a powdered form, and then we get the benefits of that. So not only did Beautiful You put colostrum in this, which is that high potent, it supports gut health, digestion, enzymes, growth factors, promotes nutrient absorption, repairs gut lining. It helps people who exercise will benefit from speedier recovery, reduce muscle damage, growth factors that also contribute to healthier skin, maintaining muscle mass, density, helps support healthy aging, helps with joint pain. Colostrum is just like a superfood, and it's by Beautiful You is this one, but this one is a colostrum plus. So this has USA sourced colostrum, boost immunity to fight infection, support gut health, and healthy digestion. You can give this to your children. You can give this to, you can mix it in cereals. You can mix it. I was like, I like saved my breast milk forever. I feel like breast milk is powerful, but I also feel like, I was like collecting colostrum for my kids for like months before I delivered, like I had a whole little yellow bag of like with little tubes of colostrum. Colostrum is powerful. So colostrum from cows, same concept. So this also has chicory root. So it's known as a prebiotic property. Chicory root helps nourish beneficial gut bacteria and helps immune response and healthy digestive system. Elderberry. I grew up in the South where you can buy elderberry syrup at the Amish farm. Elderberry is powerful. Elderberry is a traditional remedy. It's rich in antioxidants and vitamins, helps fight off seasonal threats and boost your body's natural defense. And it also has echinacea. So echinacea is immune supportive, often used to shorten the duration of an illness. So even if you didn't take this on the daily, if you felt the onset of something coming on, double up your colostrum. But I just caught that, by the way. But colostrum is good for you, and I have been begging for about 2 years for colostrum. Colostrum is good for anyone who needs more good cells in their body, and more like colostrum is active and live. So you freeze dry it, but it still has it hasn't been like boiled down. All the properties are not like dead. And so that's the cool part. It gets in your body and starts helping fight anything that needs healing, anything that needs repair, anything that needs, like, helps build your immune system and helps fight off sickness. Colostrum is amazing. So anyways, colostrum is nature's first milk. We talked about that. I think kind of, if you don't believe me, Google the benefits of colostrum. It'll be like, blow your mind. I do love this one though, because it also contains like echinacea and a couple other supportive immune boosters that, like chicory root and I can't think, elderberry. So what's the other one? Okay. Alyssa, I did get this shirt at Aerie, and I got these big old sweatpants. They honestly look like Adam sweatpants. They're like long. I got them both at Aerie. Super comfy. Okay, so you can save 25% if you do a subscription and use my code. So Courtney's1, You can save 25%. You can mix it in your coffee. You can mix it with your turmeric. You can mix it with whatever. You went to Amish Country in Tennessee this weekend. You love going there. Tina, I miss that so much. Oh, Rhonda, you're so sweet. Okay, so Brittany said her 10-year-old has to have heart surgery next week. Literally believe God is helping me through the stress because there is no way I could do it without his strength. Brittany, I will add your daughter to our prayer list, and I'll have my kids and I pray for her this week. Let's see. Just going through the comments. I do believe, Judy, that sometimes God has us go through things and makes us stronger. And I think that, you know, it is so silly that we live in a culture where we're just like, hey, how are you? Good, how are you? And we do so much just like on our own. Do you know what I mean? Like we're just over here all like trying to do all these things. And I think that there's this like, I don't know, this American dream view that it's like, oh, well, you got there. But gosh, it is so hard to, there's just so many things. Like, I feel like every day you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for like the job I have, but I'm also so overwhelmed by like all this stuff. And we all have things that we're all overwhelmed with. So we did decide to sell Camp Swan. It's been on the market for a little while. We're going to sell that. We're going to try and sell, it's, you know, like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Like it's just a little shimmy of, and stress. And I told Adam, I just need to like, it's hard with not being there. And I have loved it. I've loved people going to visit until we don't have any more to go visit. I think the future owners hopefully will keep it as a retreat center. It was such a passion project. I thought our family would go and make memories there for years, and maybe it would be a good investment that 20 years from now we could sell. And but the stress of all of this stuff, I was like, I can't. And it's this feeling of like every day being like, I have to come up with all of this to try and like keep everything from failing. And it's just too much right now. It's just too much. Going in with Key Largo Glow from Tarte. This is just like a glowy. So we're going to meet with an attorney today and get another little power of attorney, and so my sister can sell Adam's truck. We're just trying to like anything to like eliminate stress. So having kids is super expensive. So I don't know, but I'm gonna just be like, I'm on my trust God journey, and I feel like I am a woman of faith. I believe in God. I believe in trusting God. I would have never even said like that I didn't believe God that I wasn't trusting God, but when I brutal truthed it, it was like, I know I've kind of taken this into my own hands, and that's insane. So I'm back on I'm just giving God everything, and just ready to watch Him just do beautiful, effortless things in my life. And I'll just put in the work and be there for it to happen. And I also think that we are trying to be as smart as possible. I did not grow up from like a family with money. I didn't grow up having any money. And I think you are sometimes like, okay, well, this has happened. Well, what do we do? And so in my mind, it was like, okay, well, I saw a YouTube video that was like, you should buy investment properties, you know? So I saved up money for down payments and bought investment properties. And then, they might make like $300 a month or something. But then they have like an air conditioner go out and a window gets busted. And then this happens and their roof goes, and you're like, huh, well, nobody really talked about that on this. And stressful this is. So I'm just over here trying to figure out like what is being a good steward. Like what do I do that like I would like to be able to like help my kids go to college. I would like to be able to the things I didn't get to do. And this earring is just so heavy. I am gonna not be able to wear it. I feel like it is yanking my ear hole. They're so cute, but they're from Amazon. They're adorable. 2 out of 10 recommend. If you just needed it for a picture, great. If you're gonna wear them, don't do it. So, anyways, I felt so embarrassed to even say that like I could even have tried to like, because if someone had asked, do you believe God like to do these things for you? I'd be like, yeah. But if you really think about it, it's like, or are you trying to do it yourself? And so today's the day we're shaking that off. No more trying to do it on our own. Whatever that is. So I'm just believing. All things. God's just bringing them all full circle. Whew. This is the lightest color. I normally wear medium. I didn't check that before. This is fair. And some of it might be on me. Like I overcomplicated. I tried to do these things on my own or what I thought would be really good. And it's like, I just want to get more into like, pray about that. Lean into it. Let the Holy Spirit like show you if this is the right decision or not. Like, instead of you go for it and then be like, oh, mommy. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna lean into Jesus, because we were not made to do this all on our own. Trying to find, I wish these were plastic. I'm just so terrified I'm gonna break that window. Just feel like it should go up really high where I don't ever use it. It was nice of them to send it for me, like to me. I'm not grown up enough to have that. Debbie. Okay, Debbie said, you're trying to be everything to everyone. Time to rest your mind and soul and look deep within and take care of you. Meditation will ground you, help filter out the noise. I completely believe I need to do that. Totally. I even told her, we're just gonna get like deep. I'm just talking to you about what I'm talking about. I even told her, I said, I don't know like really who I am anymore. Like as a mom, as a wife, as a influencer, and I said, you know, I feel like I originally had like a fun style of like trying to like find my sparkle again, or like from divorce or whatever, you know, like who am I? And I feel like I kind of found her. Then I opened a boutique, and I learned very quickly, here's some examples, that like some of the funky stuff that I like doesn't necessarily sell as well. I literally sell clothes for a living, or sell makeup, or I do sell things. And so I turned into like, okay, well, gray and tan sweaters, those sell the best. So then my personality shifted into like, well, maybe there's nothing wrong with a gray or tan sweater, but I was like, things that are like, okay, well, this is what like people want. And this is what people want. And like, oh, I like this, but this sells better. And then eventually, like without, I'm not being authentic, but without really realizing it, because it is also my job, I kind of lost like some of the fun of just like if I was doing something personally, you know? And I'm trying to like find that again. And it's just such a hard balance of, I don't know, like, or you do a funky wallpaper, or you do it and people are like, I hate that. Like, it's just so much criticism sometimes that you kind of morph a little bit. And I feel like somewhere along the way, I have like turned into, without trying to, like selling what I think you will like, or how you will like me best, and maybe losing like some of like who I am or what I like best, because I'm trying to give everyone the best version of me that maybe I think you will think is best. I don't know. So I'm working on it. But I don't want, like, I want to just, even another brutal truth was like, if I was unapologetically myself, like, would I be lovable? Like, if I didn't, like, would people really love you for who you were if you weren't trying to, like, I guess be perfect? Like, and you can't be perfect for like 500,000 people. There's always somebody who's not gonna like you. But it's like this feeling of like, I don't know, just wanting to be like loved, or wanting to like be successful and do a good job, or like wanting my kids to be proud, or my husband to be proud, and like trying to do what you think is right, but sometimes like feeling like you've lost yourself a little bit. And I think when you have a baby, or you gain a lot of weight and then try and lose weight or whatever, you do lose yourself a little. Like, you know how flamingos like lose their sparkle, or they don't sparkle, they lose their pink. And I feel like sometimes we can like lose our pink, and it's just because we're like getting all this out. And I don't know, I just want to be like, but Katie, my business coach, will definitely share it. She was like, what if instead of being like trying to be what you think, what if you really were like unapologetically just yourself, right? Meaning not trying to think like, okay, where will this maybe sell more than that shirt or something? Like, what if you just like all in, you go through a season, 90 days of just finding your sparkle again. And what if you attract people who are like, I love that about you. And you just find your people more than ever. And you get to be like your authentic person. And even more, because right now you're like you've watered down yourself. I was like, I feel like I've watered down myself, because people are like, you're too much, or like, that's too much, or too bold, or too braggy, or whatever. And I feel like I'm just like, I've tried taking on all of God's role, and I've also tried, I'm just like a watered down version. I don't know. And now I've got snot on my sponge. But anyways, I'm going to spend more time of trying to figure out, like, God, who have you made me to be, and where have I lost along the way? But these are things that you have like really put in me that I love, and I want to do more of that. If you want to be on that like journey with me, I would love it, and we can find it together. Okay. Oh, Michelle. Okay, I'm gonna read Michelle's. She said, I'm in the same place. I feel lost. I know Jesus. I'm very blessed. I'm available to my kids above and beyond, and I'm helpful and loving to my husband, but who am I? And then there's the public people, having to be above and beyond and be there for them, and just gets too busy and too messy. The true joy of me has gotten lost. Oh, I feel this so much. I'm learning to tell people no thanks, and that I'm not up for that, and that I'm gonna focus on my family now, and I'm okay with that. I love that. I'm so proud of you. Yeah. So if anybody else kind of feels like, I think it's mothers and women in general, like we can easily, you know, you get caught up, like you can barely handle it, and somebody's like, hey, can you bring so-and-so a meal? They're going through something hard, and you're like, oh yeah, absolutely. And you're like, oh, I don't even have food to feed my kids. And then something else happens, and then somebody else is like, and finding like your no button is okay. Like you can find your inner no button, which is, does this bring me joy, and do I want to do it? And if the answer is no, then kind. Veda is going nuts. Do you hear? They're playing with a balloon. But I want to, and then I also want to find my yes button. Like not just my no button. I want to find a no button for things I don't want to do. I want to find my yes button. I want to do more art. I'm not a great painter, but I love creating. I want to take time to get in the ocean, like actually get in and get my hair wet, not because is today a hair wash day or not? Like, I want to, just so many things. Like, I want to find my yes button as well. And we're just gonna use this sponge because it's gross now, and I'll toss it. Anyways, I love that. Be yourself and trust God where he is leading you. And Susan, I think that I have just forgotten it. And not because I don't think God's good, but I just kind of felt like a little unworthy of that. Or that somewhere along the way I believed if I wasn't a certain way, people wouldn't love me. That's really sad. And so whoever does at the end of it, those will just be my people. And you can't have everybody try and please you can't try and please everybody. It's impossible. So anyways, this is a good color blush, by the way. It's called Pink Apple. Oh, Bernadette, there is a book called My Best. Yes, I would like to write a book one day as well. That's on my list. I have so many things on my list, and I'm kind of just like not done. Just tried to be like, what is this trending sound, and what is this trending thing, and maybe if I did this, this will work. I'm just like, I'm gonna find myself again, and maybe I'll help a lot of other people find themselves too, because it's not just me. You can lose yourself along the way, and you can lose, who does God want me to be? Look at that color. I use this on my lips, my cheeks. I'm a little snotty. That's okay. I put it on my eyelids, and it's just so pretty. Anyways, and I encourage you, if you feel this way, find a friend you can talk to about it. Maybe find somebody in your area. Maybe go to the YMCA and find like another mom who is going through it, or you have people in the same sphere, or send me a message. Maybe we could start. I wish our app was up. It's not up yet. That's another thing. We have an app that's, we're gonna be able to do group challenges. I would love like a Find My Spark Again, like kind of challenge where we could all do it together in the same place. The app isn't available yet, so one day it will be done, but it's just not where it needs to be for market. And so that's also been frustrating to me. But one step at a time. Maybe I took on too many things. If you look at everything I tried doing in the last year, I feel like, and maybe I was trying to prove to the people who were like, you'll never make it. Like, I'm gonna do good at this, you know? And maybe that's the wrong like motive. And I took on a lot of projects, and we did a lot of renovations, and we took on a lot of brand deals, and I took on like, and I'm just I'm just done. I don't need to prove that I am going to do okay at this. Or originally my first session with Katie, I told her, I said, if I had 1 million followers, maybe then I would feel like I was like good at this. And she was like, do you think that would really fix your problem? And I was like, probably not. She was like, this is a you issue. Like, you've got to decide where your worth is in this. And if your worth doesn't change the amount of followers you have, and your worth doesn't change the amount of projects you take on, you know? And so I was like, it's true. And so I'm working on finding that my worth is like, who am I? And once you know who you are, it doesn't matter if somebody else says something ugly about you, because you know who you are. They can't shake it. Like, someone could come and say something super awful about me, like I kill cats or something. Well, I know I don't. I know I'm a good person, and I actually feed homeless cats. And so if they said that, I would think they're crazy. Well, we need to have that much strength and power and identity of who we are, that when someone says something like icky about us, or the way we love, or the way we take care of people, or the way we do things, that it doesn't even bother us, because we know who we are. So self-discovery is a journey. Just when you think you have it figured out, life stuff happens. We have to pivot, meet everybody's needs and wants, accept one's own self. Self-talk is vital. Positive self-talk. Yes. And that's something else I want to work on. Because some days I will say things like, I just feel like I suck. But yet I am like crushing at so many things. And the 10-year ago girl would be so proud of this sucky job I'm doing, but it's a me thing. I would never, if another friend was doing all the things that I'm trying, I wouldn't tell her she sucks and she isn't doing enough and whatever. I would honestly probably tell her she needs to take a nap and eat a sandwich and maybe get a big hug. So I have to learn, and I'm trying to learn. It's like love myself graciously like I would love someone else. That's hard. Especially when along the way you have felt that you have to be so good or do certain things to be lovable. But that's just not what God says about us. So I just want to speak this poor little sponge. It's just God's truth over what is true in my life and work through it. And probably share along the way of how I do not have it together. But God does. And I don't feel like He's done with us yet. Then once you put your mascara on, you're done crying for the day. That's it. I really do love these little sticks. No, I'm not expecting Tammy. I'm on my period. Just but that could have something to do with it too. No, baby. And then I kind of felt like that too. Like, you ever felt like your body's just not... I have like never gotten pregnant on purpose. I've actually accidentally gotten pregnant every time. Not trying to get pregnant, just like happened. Even with Veda, I thought we had been going to a fertility doctor. I was like, oh, this will probably take us like a year, like for different hormonal reasons, whatever. They said it would probably be a year. I found out that night I was pregnant. Like and so this time I just was really naive to think that like, oh, we'll just like try to have a baby and have a baby. Or I've like not tried to have a baby and I've gotten pregnant with my other ones. Like, whoops, how did that even happen? Like, you know? And so no, not, but that's okay too. I'm trusting like God's timing in that too, that it's like, I might just be done having kids, you know? And if God thinks God knows what's best in my life, and probably that is not the best thing. Oh. And it probably has to do with like me feeling just, but I am, my go-to emotion is cry. If I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm super empathetic, I can't even watch things on television because I just like feel like the feelings. I can't watch the news, nothing. So, any other criers in the house? And if you're not, you might be like, what is her deal? Oh, I just felt a chin here. I gotta find some, I almost said pliers, tweezers. Apparently I've needed to do that for a minute. Okay, so that's with a liner. This is without it. And then this just kind of gives you the look of like a little more polished. If you just little light strokes. So I work for the company Beautiful You. They moved their headquarters down here to Puerto Rico, and I absolutely love working for them. And with them, I love getting to like help give recommendations for products and be involved. And the owner of the company is my best friend, and absolutely love it. But they have an influencer retreat coming up this week. And let's see, grandmom and my niece go back Tuesday night, and Wednesday I head out. I have not unpacked from France. I do not know what I'm gonna wear. I do not know. So that's something I'm gonna do this week. But it's going to allow me like a little bit, Adam's coming a couple days, but it's going to allow me like a little bit of time kind of by myself. Not much, but a little bit. There will also be a lot of other people there and kind of a lot of peopling. So we will do activities together, like with the group and with the company. But I will get a little bit. So I plan to use this week that when I have a little time where I'm not like chasing a toddler, just to like, I'm going to take my Bible with me. I'm going to take my devotion, a notebook, and I want to just kind of spend this few days. Like, I honestly feel like maybe it was like God's perfect timing for me to get a little bit of like time alone, and just spend it just being like open to like listening to God. So, oh, Margie, I'm the same way. I read Bible scriptures and I just like bawl. I also think that like I love the feeling of reading the Bible and like feeling the Holy Spirit and feeling like God's word being living. I don't know if you've ever felt that before, but you're just like, you read it and you're like, this goes to my soul. Anyways, this needs to be thrown out. Well, it has enough life that if you were desperate, you could use it. So I haven't thrown it out. But every time see, that's the noise you want. Fresh new mascara. Okay. We're almost done, friends. And maybe it's just, I guess they call it a midlife crisis. I don't think that's what I'm having. But I am midlife, I guess. But it's more of, I don't know, just wanting to like work through this and find myself. I don't know how I got that on my lid, but I got a lot on my lid. What did I do? What's going on? It's doing so good. What happened? If this ever happens, take a spoolie. I don't even know what I did. Kind of wipe it off so you don't keep smudging it everywhere. I get ready in my phone every day. I don't know if you know this about me, but I do. I don't have like a mirror or anything. I get ready in my phone. And so sometimes, and I'm a little messy in general. Grandmom's reading the book Walter the Baker to Veda right now. A couple nights ago, Adam was telling her a story. She likes made up stories. Veda's 3 if you're new to follow me. She likes made up stories. And he was talking about Walter the watermelon. And Veda was like, Dad, Walter is not a watermelon. Walter is a baker. And he was like, what are you talking about? And sure enough, she has a book that's called Walter the Baker. And she just happened to remember. And so she went and got the book and she was like, see, Walter is a baker. That's what they're reading. So now somehow that's turned out to be like one of her favorites. I don't know why I'm struggling with this eye today. It's almost like I got too much mascara on it. Okay, we'll see if I can fix it on the second. Do you need me to go? No, I'm almost done. Adam's coming to check on me, which means we have to leave in a bit. Veda is so smart and so funny. She just like makes me laugh so hard. Sorry, it's hard to talk like this. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of lip liner around the edges here and we'll be done. I forgot to ask for you guys to share this video. So if today's video is different than normal, but if today's message or today's video impacted you or you feel like you would like to share, if you share this video, that'd be amazing. Or you think that your friends would enjoy following someone like me. Mouth stories is what your daughter would ask for her grandmother to tell her, which was little stories mom would just make up. That's what Veda loves, is like made up stories. And she also likes wacky name things, or she'll make up stories and she'll be like, I want a story about like a lamp named Bumblebee, or like, it's so cute. Or I want a story about a nose named Mouth, or an ear named like Shoe or something. It's so funny. Let's see if she'll... Hey Veda! Veda Swan! Let her say hi to you, because you guys haven't seen her in a minute. Hey, you'll come say hi?
Were you calling me?
I was calling you.
But you sounded just...
Well, it's because I had to yell through the door. Yeah? It's me.
Hi, friends.
Talk like a big girl.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. What did you eat for breakfast?
Lasagna. That's my breakfast.
You ate lasagna? When? Today? You did not eat lasagna.
Yes, I did.
Veda.
What did I eat?
You ate pomegranate?
And I ate cinnamon roll.
And cinnamon roll. Do you wish you had lasagna?
Yeah.
Me too. I love lasagna.
I love lasagna.
I love lasagna too. What's your favorite part? The cheese?
Yeah.
I like cheese.
I used to like tomatoes when I was a little girl, but now I don't.
That's okay. Sometimes it changes what you like and what you don't like. What's your favorite food now?
Cinnamon roll.
That's good too.
Can I have some?
You want a probiotic?
Yeah.
Okay, go get it. Whoop, careful. Wow, we got it.
Whoa.
That was close.
It was like, can I have this?
No, because that could get twisted in your hair. Thank you. You can go get a probiotic. So I have a video of her last night sitting on a stool in the kitchen, just eating chips naked. And my niece walked in, and you can't see anything, but I'm not going to post it because it's not really appropriate, I guess, but I just have it for myself. But, oh, good job. But she goes, hey, what are you doing? She's eating chips. She's like, why? She's like, because I like them. But she's so funny. Here you are. Okay. Okay. rub it together. Probiotics are good for gut health, so. Want more?
Yeah.
They taste good? What do they taste like?
Nothing. It just tastes yummy.
Okay, this is the color red clay. And then I'm gonna put that peach back in the middle.
What's that? Is
This
it?
is called pink apple.
I want to try some.
Okay. Oh, so the probiotics are in stock if you have a subscription for them. And I just like to smudge it around until I get it. I like it.
Can I have some more?
Yeah, go ahead. Are you going to school soon?
Uh-huh.
Just in mix match pajamas. What else did we do yesterday? Do you remember?
No.
Okay. Did we go to the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play in sand?
Uh-huh.
Did you come home and swim in the pool?
Uh-huh.
She had like a 10-hour out in the pool day. Okay, you done?
No more.
I know. You can only have one a day. Right.
Why do you only get one a day?
Only one a day because it's like a medicine. Okay.
These are medicine for
Yep.
baby.
For everybody. Everybody can take them. It's good for your gut. It's good for your belly. It's good for your
No,
immune
I
system.
want you.
Okay, you don't have to get down. We're gonna hop off. All right.
Can I just have a minute?
What do you want?
Baby.
No lip gloss.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if you haven't tried this pink apple blush from Ophir, it really is quite beautiful. Like, I love it. I love putting it on my lips. I did a little bit of red clay eyeliner with this, like eyeliner on the edges, both from Ophir. If you use the code SUMMER, you can save 20%
Did
off.
you bring this to Paris?
I did bring that to Paris. I did. Not this, but I brought that. And so, I don't know, it's like a really beautiful, clean girl kind of color. Very like golden, sun-kissed, but not too...
You gave me the
Unnatural,
one
I
that's really spicy.
Today?
Yeah.
No, that's not this. It's not really spicy.
No, taste it.
Does it feel spicy? Want to try a different one? Okay.
Does it taste spicy to you?
No, not much, but maybe it's... Here. I'll try a different one, okay? Yeah, I can feel it. It's a little tingly. You don't like it?
No.
Okay, we'll try it. It's a little plumpy. Okay. Try a different one. You want to go back to this? That's not spicy. Or, here we go. This
Yeah.
one? That's not, here. This one's not spicy at all. Ooh. I like this color.
Yeah. What's this one? It's right here. It's right here.
Lipstick.
I like that one. Instead this
Okay, don't eat it. Just put it on your lips only.
one.
Don't put it on your tongue. That's perfect. So good.
Just a little bit more.
I think that's good.
No, a little bit more.
Okay. Do you have any spicy on your tongue or no?
No, it's
Okay.
not spicy.
Okay, don't eat it.
I won't.
Okay.
I'm just a... That's to get it on the tongue.
Yeah, don't get it on your tongue. Okay.
Oh, I mean, that's... This is...
Oh,
That-
that's so you don't get too much on your teeth.
No, that's how, so I can get it on my lips.
Okay. All right, can you tell all our friends?
So Lola does that to me.
Yeah. Can you tell all our friends to have a great day?
Have big. Who is it?
It's all our friends.
Who is it?
Let's see. Christy, Denise, Donna, Lisa, Alicia.
I'm Alicia.
Yeah, that's all our friends. Oh, they want to know. Deanna said, can you tell them a quick story? Do you know a story? Yes, you do. Okay, tell me a story about your baby doll.
I'm a little shy.
You're a little shy today? You don't have to tell them. Or do you have a story about any crushes? Do you have a crush?
No.
Not today?
No.
No, she's going to be a little shy today. That's okay. If you don't want to tell a story, you don't have to.
I want to press that button.
Talk like a big girl.
Can I press that button?
Just for 1 second. That's how you mix up your drink.
I want to mix up my drink.
Okay, let's go find one. All right, bye you guys. Hope you have the best day, and I will talk to you later.